Hello and welcome. My name is Anastasia Zatula, and today we're going to talk about what I expect in the relationship with men. Now, I did already a video about what every woman should expect in a relationship with men, what every man should expect in a relationship with women. Now, I will also tell you what, in addition to those five points, I expect in relationship with men. Why I decided to do that? I mean, obviously, who cares what I want, what I expect from relationship and man? I want to do this video so you will understand that your expectations are not always unreasonable. That depending on your character, on your dominant energy, on where your Venus is placed, it is normal to have certain expectations that might be somewhat maybe delusional or even silly. I want you to get somewhat inspired and accept that it is okay to want something that maybe somebody else doesn't want. Now, as I said, that I already did the video on the five must-haves for every woman in relationship, and those are respect. Those are support of the creation of support for creation, material support, like free space, and what else? What is the fifth one? I don't remember. But you can watch this video. I'm going to put it in the description as well. Now, I, as any woman, I obviously have a standard to have those with any man. So those are non-negotiables. Those are non-negotiables for everybody. Every woman should have those. But in addition to those, I also have my five must-haves that I expect in every relationship, and maybe it will correlate with your expectations as well. The first one that I expect, again, this is for entertainment. Don't take it too serious. I expect adventure in a relationship. Why? Because my Venus is in Sagittarius. I'm dominantly water. My moon, my rising, my sun are all in water, plus I have a whole bunch of other planets in Scorpio, so I'm very watery. But my Venus is in Sagittarius, so when it comes to relationship or money, I could be very fiery and very to the point. So men that meet me, they're so impressed and amazed by me because I'm so soft, smiley, I'm so nice and friendly, and then at one point I could just really snap. And as a Venus in Sagittarius, I need adventure. I need some kind of I need to shake the routine constantly, especially as I have so much water. So I need adventure in a relationship, and I expect it from men. Now, because I get bored easily in a relationship, I do realize that a man is not a paid entertainer to amuse me. I do realize that, but I do also understand that with the man who is too grounded and who doesn't like changes, who doesn't like to do something, who doesn't like to change things around in life, we probably will not make it. I tried it, but it doesn't work. So I need a man who is somewhat spontaneous. Doesn't mean that every day we have to do something crazy, no, but there must be some kind of spontaneity, some kind of adventure. You see, this is a must for me. If a guy will tell me, no, I don't travel, I don't leave my city, I don't ever I'm set for life with what I'm doing, this person will not be for me, unless he will be okay with me exploring the world and maybe doing something without him. Usually it wouldn't work because a man would feel a little insecure. Why? Because I'm doing something, my masculinity inside of me is doing what I am expecting from him. You see, so this is something that it's important for me. I tried to be with the man who was very secure and grounding, but and he tried. You see, while we were dating, he tried to. We used to go out, we used to do this and that, and then slowly, basically, he went back into his routine, and his routine was around his house, basically, and I started feeling sorry for myself. I started feeling like I'm betraying myself, like my life was not mine anymore, because I couldn't stay at home all the time. I need some kind of diversion, some kind of adventure, some kind of spontaneity. So At that moment I gained a lot of weight. I lost myself completely because I was because it was not like my relationship was not making me happy, and I didn't want to displease the man because I was attached to him and somewhat happy. So I know for a fact that a man who is not spontaneous, who is not ready to kind of do something and kind of experience something new in life will not work for me. I know that. So I from the like very first conversation I already know whether it will be good with the man or not. All right, so this is the first one, so adventure. The second one, I need a man who can push back. Again, because I have a Venus in Sagittarius, you know, my Venus is a feminine planet. So my feminine planet is very strong, not only very strong, very fiery and very masculine. So, on the other hand, my moon is very feminine. My moon is in Pisces, but my Venus is very unrealistically aggressive, so to say. So I could start throwing fire into people that I love, and I understand that I shouldn't be doing this. And I love and I respect men who can push me back, not literally, but who can withhold that fire and who kind of can calm me down, so to say. I need a man who would not feel threatened when I start spitting fire, but who can put that fire down very fast. How does it look usually? Before you will like, Anastasia, what are you talking about? Just like a few days ago, I was talking to the guy and I was not in the best of moods. That happens, you know. And I was talking to him and I was just basically, I was not happy. And because I was not happy, I was not given pleasure. I was just given this sarcastic notes that were not doing me nothing good, but I just couldn't stop myself. And I know what I'm doing. I know that I'm wrong. I know that I shouldn't be talking like this. I know that the man doesn't deserve it, and he looks like a very good man, very successful. Why would I do that? And to my surprise, he didn't just turn around and left. He basically he told me, you know, your outbursts are kind of sexy. They turn me on. I started laughing because it was funny, but I felt his strengths, and at that moment I felt his strengths. And I started respecting him. He also told me, if you wouldn't stop, I mean, this conversation will end, which raised my respect. So our conversation after that went really in a different direction. What I want to say is that I love a man that can push back, not rude, not aggressively, but who can stand his ground and help me to find the right ground as well. Usually that's why I like man energy of air, because they wouldn't tolerate it. They really don't care about my outbursts, and they wouldn't even take them serious. Now, am I proud of myself for being like this in relationships sometimes? No, I'm not, obviously, but this is a work in progress, and I understand that I'm just accepting myself. I know I will always be like this. I could not change my Venus sign, and it will not it will always be like this. Like there will be always some fire in me. The third one is decisiveness. I need a man who is like who can make a decision, fast, and who can act on the decision. This is a non-negotiable for me. Why? So if the pushback is non-negotiable for me, because I would step all over a man if he would push back, and obviously who wants to be with the guy who is a pushover? Nobody. But the decisiveness is a different aspect. I do need a man who is focused on decisions, who can even push me to make decisions, because I'm energy of water, meaning I'm very, like water is like this, moving around. I couldn't make decision. I could contemplate on certain things for hours, for days, and it drains my energy, and I'm like, I need to make a decision. Like even when I'm choosing an apartment, I go on Airbnb, I choose a few apartments. I know I need to pick from those 4, let's say. They're all ideal, and then for like 2-3 days I'm just walking around and thinking which one to choose. all I need to do is make a choice and be faithful to your choice, and it will be the best. But no, I still put myself through this 4 days process. So I like when a man is decision focused. When these are usually man energy of fire, they are very action focused. They don't like to think twice. I mean, they make a decision, they go with their decision, they follow up with their decision. They just that's when I really like it. Now, why couldn't I be with the man who is not like this? Is because we will just drown in our own doubts and when this overanalyzation. And I was with men like this, and this is how it usually works. I get all upset, like no, I need to make a decision. So I'm starting analyzing, thinking about this. I start talking to him. I start trying to get an advice from him. I start so I'm doubting myself, and I'm pretty strong with my energy. So I start doubting myself. He start doubting me. He start analyzing, negotiating, overthinking, and at the end of the day, we don't come to any kind of decision or conclusion, and we exhaust each other. And now I hate him because he couldn't tell me, Anastasia, your decision is right. And I understand that he doesn't even have to make a decision for me, but I'm talking about the decision that we have to make kind of together. And that's it. Basically, it just it doesn't it ruins the relationship little by little. This undecisiveness. I need a strong masculinity around me to make sure my masculinity inside of me is strong. You see, when a man is energy of fire or even air, when they make decisions fast, I'm like, I love that. I want to make decisions fast. So I act in a similar fashion, similar way. Now, when the masculinity around me is like this, not sure, I don't know, let's think about that, no, yes, it shows a bad example to my masculinity inside, and I'm like, well, maybe he's right, maybe like it never works. Like, for example, I'll tell you, I was in a relationship with the guy, and we were thinking about moving in together. I lived at that time in a very nice apartment in a very nice part of Brooklyn, so I really enjoyed it. It was close to everything, and he didn't want to live there. He wanted to live in a different place, so we were looking for an apartment. Let me tell you something, because we were both so undecisive, I couldn't understand why should I move, because I'm already living in a nice apartment. It's a 2-bedroom apartment. Why do we need to move? He wanted to move to be closer to his work, his friends, his whatever, and I was okay with that. But then every apartment that he would find, we would like find a whole bunch of shortcomings there, and we could not decide on any apartment. That we broke up, and we didn't move in together. We broke up because of this heavy burden that was hanging, and nobody could make a decision. Now, on the other hand, if he would choose an apartment and say, okay, this is apartment for us, this is perfect for you because, you know, it's close to whatever I needed at that moment. It has a lot of light. I always wanted an apartment with a lot of light. It has, I obviously want the apartment that's kind of somewhat modern, even though it's New York City, but still. And if he would be like, okay, we're moving here, just agree to the idea and get accustomed with the idea. I might not like it, but I would grew accustomed to that idea. I would be okay with that. I would be okay because he made the decision, and I didn't have to make any kind of decision. I didn't have to force myself into anything. You see, it would have been much better. I would respect him. Even if I didn't like to move, I still would respect him, and I would follow him because I respect him. Now, because he was trying to please me, he was trying to listen to everything I was saying. Now, he also was saying a whole bunch. I mean, we were just going in circles. And the more we were going in circles, the more it was draining me, the more it was draining him, obviously. And we just didn't come to any conclusion. At one point, this looking for apartment became such a heavy burden that I couldn't tolerate it no more. I couldn't tolerate the guy no more because I knew every time he would come home, we will see each other. I mean, we would have to discuss this issue. We basically broke up because of that. So I need a man who is very, very decisive, who can make a decision and follow up on the decision, even if it's wrong, even if it's maybe not the best decision that he could have made. Maybe it's not ideal decision for us, but it's a made decision. You see, it's not a hanging project that sucks energy from me, from him, from our relationship. And what do you think? I haven't been with the man that did make wrong decisions. Of course I've been, especially energy of fire. They make decisions and then they're like, oops. It's obviously it happens all the time. But the good thing with energy of fire, they make a decision. Yes, it's a wrong decision, but then they make another decision, and it seems like it goes smoothly. So I need a man who can make decisions. So how would I know? Like, for example, if I'm talking to the guy and we're talking for 3 days and he still could not, and he's deciding when is it better for us to meet. If he's asking me, what are your plans for the next week? What are you doing tonight? What are you doing tomorrow? What do you like to eat? Like, if he could not make a decision, I'm not talking to him no more. That's it. Now, if the guy on the other hand will be like, I'm free this weekend, let's have dinner together, your choice, or something like that. Even if I couldn't do that weekend, even if I would still respect him for being, for making a decision and sticking to that decision, kind of like that. You see, I would appreciate him and I would be much more willing to negotiate than if a guy would be asking me this 1,000 questions to set up a date. That just, that wouldn't work with me. Now, it could work with somebody else. With the woman who is masculine, that would work probably better. So, again, why? Because I'm watery, so I need a man who acts. You might not be the same as me. You might not want a man who makes decisions this fast. I don't blame you, but you might have something else that you like. For example, you might be energy of earth or energy of fire, and you're not very emotional, and you like when a man is slowly kind of getting into you, slowly sending you like this whole bunch of sweet messages, paragraphs like this that that he's just basically writing to you and slowly getting to know you, slowly moving into your space. Maybe you will like this. Me not. I like a man who's decisive and who does everything, who make a decision and acts on it fast. All right, the fourth ones, and I think a lot of you will agree with me, and this is something I expect in a relationship. To tell the truth, I don't just expect it in a relationship. I expect it in everybody, because I think I expect it in me as well. And this is confidence. Now, a long time ago, I had a dating profile, and there was a question, what do you like the most in man? And I wrote confidence. Confidence is really the biggest turn on for me. I have admirers that I don't like, that are not my type, that I will never be with, but I still socialize it because of how confident they are. I think confidence is the biggest and the most attractive quality in everybody, in man, woman, and everybody. And I'm not sure why I want a man who is confident, but I could not truly respect a man who is not confident. And I really did try to be with men who are not as confident. And I thought that he will grow to be confident with me, but he didn't. He brought his unconfidence into me, and I start feeling sorry for him and feeling sorry for myself that I'm with this person who is not even sure about himself. Now, why is confidence so important for me? It's because my Mars is in Capricorn, and Mars in Capricorn, these men are very successful, very confident. They usually if you know Capricornian men, you know what I'm talking about. These are men that dress well, that they carry themselves well. They're just like they are very presentable in their not only in their appearance but also in their actions. And I love men like this. Confidence is very important for me, and I think for many women as well. Now, a confident man, usually what it indicates to me, is a man who is not afraid of anything, who is not worried about a lot of things, and who is ready to take on the world. Even if something might go wrong, he's okay with turning the world around, of changing the things in his world. Now, for me, it is very attractive. Why? Again, because I have Mars in Capricorn, and I have a lot of water in me. So water is undecisive. I wouldn't say not confident, but it's just doubtful, so to say. So when there is something opposite to it, it's very attractive to me. And confidence is very strong, very strong. There is no, when somebody is confident, there's no chances to have doubts or anything similar. So I like a confident man, and I'm not afraid to admit it. And if you do want a confident man and suddenly you're not getting a confident man, so maybe you shouldn't be with him. For example, I was talking to, a long time ago, a few years ago, I remember that, because this was the first time that I really had this realization that I could not be with a man who is not confident. So I was talking to the guy, and he was very handsome, he was tall, he was like, everything was with him. I was not sure where his insecurities were coming from. Later on, I understand that these were not insecurities, these were actually his need for validation. So he would always talk something like this. Maybe he was joking, I'm not sure, but he would say something like, well, women don't like me, and then you start thinking, well, why would I like you? Or he would say something like, nobody really wants to be with the man who works so much. Like, he would put in these seeds, and I was not sure where the unconfidence was coming from, because the guy was somewhat successful. I mean, again, he was tall, he was handsome, he was attractive. I'm not sure where was this doubts were coming about. And he would also constantly will be saying something about his appearance, like, I can't believe I became so fat. I need to work on myself. Even if that is true, let's imagine that is true, I don't want to hear this. You see, every woman wants to have a confident, strong man. Look, I'm telling the truth because I'm sneezing. So anyways, and I couldn't, at one point I just couldn't be with him. And I remember when he asked me, I told him, listen, I don't think there will be anything between us. I mean, we can stay friends. I always over to be friends. And he said, why? I don't understand. It seems like we're such a perfect couple. And I told him, I said, look, you're just so unconfident, and I couldn't. And he said, you don't want to be with me because I'm unconfident. I just have some issues, that's all. And at that moment, I realized I could not be with an unconfident man. I could not. Right now, I'm thinking it was not that he was super unconfident. It just he was not very articulate. He was not saying what he was really meaning, and he was looking for validation. Who knows? But those words, those sentences that he would put in were a huge turnoff. Honestly, I was always thinking, why am I with this person that nobody wants, that nobody likes, and that he needs to work on himself? You see, that's why I tell my ladies all the time: never put yourself down, never talk yourself down, never even dare to think about yourself in this way. So yeah, confidence is a huge thing for me. So far I need a man who is adventurous, at least somewhat, a man who can push back, a man who is decisive, and a man who is confident. And the last one, I need to have clear expectations. And you will be surprised. Well, Anastasia, you're feminine, you shouldn't be having any kind of expectations. Well, I do. And fortunately for me, I always do get clear expectations. You see, because I'm very feminine, I attract masculine men. And masculine men are very clear in their communication and in their expectations. They are not playing games, they are not pretending nothing. They know exactly what they want, they know exactly how to get it, and they are very clear about what they want. Masculine men are not. So if a masculine man only wants uncommitted relationship, he would tell you that he's not going to pretend that he wants to marry you just to sleep with you for a couple of weeks. And I really like that. Now this is me, because I'm very feminine, so because I don't exactly have clear expectations. I love when a man is direct with his with what he wants and how he wants it to proceed. Now this is the reason why I don't date feminine men, why I don't not only date, I don't see them, I don't socialize with them, I don't communicate. I could not do this. This is too much. You see, a feminine man usually don't act like this. They always talk about through their emotions, through their feelings. They never really exactly know what they want. They don't understand what they want. They could be going around and around and around about their feelings and never really say what exactly they want, because they're not sure of themselves. Now, if I would be a masculine woman, that kind of conversation would probably work for me. Why? Because I'm very direct, and somebody else who is not as direct kind of softens me down. So a woman who is masculine, she probably will love a man who doesn't really have a clear expectations. You see, when a man tells me, listen, I'm not going to marry you, I'm not looking for a committed relationship, I'm looking only for fun. Yeah, it doesn't work for me, but I appreciate him and respect him that he is not wasting my time. Now, a woman who is masculine, she probably wouldn't appreciate this direct approach. She probably would be okay with the man telling her how beautiful she is, how her eyes are amazing, how, like connecting emotional to her, because she doesn't have much emotions. And then slowly she will probably get tired of him and leave him. Even if he doesn't want a committed relationship, she will be done with him before even he will be done. But it might work for them, it will not work for me. Again, clear direct expectations and communications are a must for me, and that's why I love masculine men. That's why in my life I pretty much only have masculine men, because I appreciate this kind of style of communication. I wouldn't do anyhow different. Like, I wouldn't even socialize with men that don't put their expectations and don't act on their expectations. For example, I'll tell you, I'm in Italy. I have been socializing with this guy on and off, kind of. He's feminine, I know. I can see it from his pictures, I can see it, but he's interesting. He gave me a few advice, so why not to socialize with him? Obviously, I'm not only looking for a big love. I love to connect with people. I love to make friends. So we're talking with him, and he has interest in me, obviously, as a woman, but he could not. It's been 2 weeks, and he still could not exactly tell what he wants, how he wants. He's just hoping for some kind of emotional connection from me. I don't understand what he wants, honestly. and that makes me not wanting to even connect with him, to even meet with him. And that's absolutely normal in my life. Now, in your life, and I know women that would talk for months and months and months before meeting somebody, it would be normal for them. But for me, that wouldn't work. Again, because I'm very watery, I need some kind of structure and groundness, some kind of sense of directness in my life. Now, these were my 5. Let's go over them again. So I need an adventurous man, or a man that doesn't mind to do something new. I need a man who can push back. I need a man who is decisive and who acts on his decisions. I need a man who is confident. And I need clear expectations. So these are 5 things I expect in a relationship, in addition to the 5 must-haves that every woman should expect. Now, I hope that these 5 of mine inspired you somewhat to have 5 of yours. These are important. You see, every woman should have non-negotiables that she's not going to change. As I said, all 5 of these I try to kind of, well, maybe they're not so important, maybe I can try, maybe this, maybe that, but at the end it doesn't work. So every woman should have a list of her non-negotiables that she basically that she could not overlook, so to say. Like, for example, for the most part, I can be with a man that looks like anyhow. I mean, as long as he's normal, physically attractive, and as long as he's confident, so to say. You see, now for somebody, particular physical attributes will be more important than the others. So come up with your non-negotiables, your must-haves that you should have in a relationship, and be like really, really true to yourself, really faithful to yourself, because it is important. You will just waste time. Like me, as I said, if I know that I need a man who is decisive, and now I will entertain men who are not decisive, I will just waste time, energy. I will be frustrated. I will be disappointed with men, and I don't want to be disappointed with men. I will waste my energy and focus on something that will not be fixed. If you think that a man could not, if a man doesn't know how to plan a date right now, he could not make a bold decision to ask you out because he's afraid, he's scared, I'm not sure. I really don't know what could make a man not to ask you out, or to ask you for a phone number or something. But let's imagine I have this man, and we're getting to know each other. Do you think if he right now could not make a decision to ask you out, in the future he will be bold enough and decisive enough to buy a house or something like that? No, it's not. And unless you're going to be the decision maker in your house, and you will be ruling, probably a man like this wouldn't be either for you. Again, every woman should have her standards that she doesn't go beyond. It doesn't mean that you become picky and not easy to please. That's not like that. I mean, there is a lid on every, what is it called? The lid on every bucket, or every pot. And I'm sure you'll find, as once I became faithful to what I can tolerate and what I could not, I started attracting only men that are like this, that don't mind to see something new, that don't mind to have some kind of adventure, that obviously push me back because I could be pushed back in a nice way. Obviously, if a man is rude to me, and that would be very strange. That doesn't happen. But again, I'm never rude. I could be a little sarcastic in my the way I'm talking, but I'm not rude. I obviously love that men that are confident, who can make decisions, who can act on their decisions, and obviously I attract men who have clear instructions, who express their clear expectations. And this is and only like this for the most part. I mean, once in a while, here and there, depending on how I am in that particular day, I might, not in that particular day, in the particular like time frame, I might attract some men that are not exactly to my standards, but these are very rare. It doesn't happen that often. Like for example, with this the guy that I've been talking on and off for a couple of weeks, again, he's why did I attracted him into my life? Because my masculinity was sagging a little bit. It was Mars in Cancer, like a little weak time. So I knew why I attracted him. Would I be with him? No, I wouldn't, because I understand it's not me. My masculinity will go back up to being super decisive and super confident, and I don't know whether his will, because he's feminine. So be faithful to yourself. Come up with 5, maybe 7 of your must-haves, and stick to them, and be really, really faithful to them. I wouldn't ask you to send this video to anybody else. I mean, it's up to you. Really, this is more for entertainment. I wanted to show you that we're all not super ideal. My demands for men didn't stop me from having admirers. I still have men that love me, and they don't see these demands as something unusual. Again, these are not unusual. If you will take a regular masculine man, he will be just like that. A regular masculine man is very adventurous, even more than I would ever want him to be. So they are usually up for any kind of in any kind of new thing to do, to see, to try, they usually stand their ground very good. So if somebody disrespects them or somebody talks to them not very respectfully, they will let them know. They're obviously very decisive. They make decision and act on it very fast, and they are not going to change the decision just because of something. I mean, you really need to be persuasive for them to change that decision. And I love that about them, because one of us has to make a decision. One of us has to be convinced and sure about that decision. And obviously, masculine men are usually very confident. Not only masculine men, masculine women too. And obviously they have very clear communication, very clear. Now, you see, I said that I do love confident men. I love confident everybody. Even my clients, all of them are very confident. So I do draw people like this into my life. Now, I, on the other hand, have a client who likes men that are not very confident. Now, she is a masculine, beautiful woman. Obviously, she has some issues like everybody of us, but she likes men that are somewhat vulnerable, that are soft, that are not as confident, and she connects to them. It's easier for her to connect. Now, I know that it's not very healthy, but I understand why she likes them, because she is masculine. She likes the softness that comes with their vulnerability. Now, in the relationship, there is only one person who can be vulnerable, and I choose to be vulnerable in my relationship. If a man is going to be vulnerable, then I will have to be strong and masculine, and I could not do that. So it's pretty obvious. All right, that's it. This video is kind of short, but I did wanted to put it in because again, I don't want you to feel like you're too much, like you're demanding too much. Nobody is too much, and come up with your non-negotiables and stick to them, be faithful to them, and you will see in no time you will be attracting only men that will match your non-negotiables. I did this, and you can do it as well. Not only me, I had clients who did that, and obviously it worked out perfectly. Just be faithful to this. Don't think it like I was thinking. Okay, so if the guy is not very adventurous, I can push him to do it. No, if he's not adventurous, he's not adventurous. Don't waste yourself on that. If a guy is not confident, don't waste years and years and years boosting his confidence, because if you boost his confidence, he will find somebody else. Why would he need you? I mean, you match with him like this energetically. Now you boost his confidence. He is here. Why would he be with you? He will go and find somebody else. Or if I'm with an adventurous man, a man who is not adventurous, now I push him to be adventurous. He's dropping in energy because he doesn't like it. I mean, he's like a yo-yo. He goes down because he likes the adventure, then he goes down because he doesn't like it. Now, it would be, you see, it's not right. I wouldn't, at one point, I will feel myself exhausted, and I'm like, okay, that's it, I'm done. If I met a man and now I'm pushing him, and he doesn't push back, he will start falling, and I will stop, and I'll start invading his energy field, and at one point I will lose interest in him. He will lose himself. I would be all over him, Now, if he is not decisive, so we're both like this, nobody will make a decision, it won't work. And confidence understood, and clear expectation, the same thing as decisiveness. So basically, come up with your 5-7 non-negotiables and stick to them, and just be faithful to them. Okay, that's it. Please do watch the video 5 must-haves a woman should have in a relationship. That is more important. This one is important too, but that one is much more important, because that video explains what you should expect in a relationship energetically, and from energetic point, and what is energetically correctly. Now, I'd also suggest you to watch the video 5 must-haves for a man in a relationship, because that one is important as well. You know what you are supposed to bring into a relationship as a woman. Obviously, we could not just expect everything and not contribute with nothing. And those two are really, really important for you to have a really healthy energy exchange. Your additional non-negotiables, these are just a bonus that you can do for yourself. All right, that's it. Thank you very much. If you have questions, please do ask them. I do enjoy reading your questions and answering them, and I will talk to you in the next video. Enjoy your day. Bye, everybody.